All right, let's make sure all these streams are working the way they're supposed to. Are we running on Twitch? Looks like we are. Are we running on YouTube? Not yet. I think we are live now. Let's send the chat and see if it comes through. Yay, all right. Sweet, 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 sweet. All right, today we're going to continue on the large puzzle support. And I think it's time to build it into a feature. And probably also time to clean up a whole bunch of things. Let's see. So this one is online. This is the local one. I have these for some testing later. Let me grab these and stick them in there so I can reduce the number of windows I deal with. Yeah, we can maybe try that on this. All right, so first of all, let's make sure our code is... Hey, Chameleon, how are you doing? Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff floating around. This I need to remove again. I think I need to copy that. Can I open that here? Yes, this needs to go on my desktop over here. Yes. And then this needs to be discarded. Hey, all right. And oh, now I gotta get my windows back. There we go. Hey, so I'm gonna create a new feature, which I haven't done in a long time, so I'm feeling kind of rusty. And I'm gonna stick the Gatai, so the large puzzle support. I probably shouldn't call it Gatai. I think summarize another word for it. I think Gatai is just the puzzles that are overlapping. So what was the most recent feature? So I can start from a modern code. These file dates aren't right, are they? These aren't the right file dates. Oh, no, okay, maybe they are. I did some fixes on emoji, but it's definitely not a recent one. Neither is that. Feature solved. Oh my god, none of these are recent. Okay, maybe the promo feature I was working on might actually not be a bad... custom pad is actually a good one to start from. So we'll just start from that. Alright, I wouldn't be able to see the majority of the stream. Yeah, don't worry about it. 1 second, I did something with my volumes earlier, and now I'm regretting that. So I want to turn this down. And then this up. So I feel like I feel like... I wish I could have the volume louder for you guys, for the music. But I feel like I'm yelling over it. How is the music? Is it too quiet, too loud? But appreciate you letting me know. Alright, let's save this as feature large puzzle. I think we're just going to do that. And then we're just going to stick it in there. And I really need to update that process of including new features. So it's not just like this. This is pretty awful, really. Okay. I think I'm just going to copy that over for now. Going to delete all of that. Going to do a large puzzle. I mean... For example, puzzles like this that aren't really to be enabled or disabled. Although it's always good to be able to disable and enable things when you run things in a sort of experimental mode, like in this, you know. We don't actually need init styles. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Put that in here. I'll just kind of do that for now. Now, if I reload this, I'll go on network here so we make sure our cache is always getting cleared. All right. Yada, 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 handle init. Okay. You can't hear the music? That's not good, actually. It's supposed to be background music. Because I'm running it really quiet. I haven't quite figured... I don't have full control over what goes to where. Because I'd like to have the music go into the stream, but not necessarily into my own ears. Oh well, it's not important. Add your own music to taste, I guess. In fact, right now, all I'm hearing is amplified noise. So maybe if I just... Problem is, if I turn the volume down, I hear my own voice from the outside through the sort of noise cancelling, which makes it sound really strange. Ah, wait, maybe I touched the knob down here. Nah, it's fine. It'll do. It'll do. Okay. And we'll get rid of that. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? So, let's see. Which was the one where we're messing around with? I think it's all of this. So, for this one, we definitely need attach and detach and all that sort of thing. Let's see. Which one... Which feature does that and that I can... Ah, probably the thumbnail feature. That probably attaches... Oh, the GIF one. That definitely adds a bunch of external things that it loads in at runtime. So I'll want to have code... I don't want to have anything extra being attached until it's needed, basically. So... We'll basically want to say... Handle open... Oh, but then, yeah, no, this is not... No, we need something that's running while the game's on. Label, row column labels. But that's an old feature in it. Puzzle pack support? No, that's low-level stuff. Screenshot. No, that's one-off. Let's do it. Pro, does that attach? No. Seasonal probably does a bunch of attach and detach. Yeah. Well, for now, I want to have an actual switch we can flick. And I think row column labels do have that. Where is it? Show scene cells. Or even that, but that's probably old. Yeah, that's really old. Oh, man, one day I've just take some time to update them or come up with a better API for all of this stuff. Microsoft, here we go. Let's have a quick look at that. So in handle init, handle change, add feature. So add remove feature, I think, gets invoked elsewhere, doesn't it? So if I do this, or is that part of the API now? That's the problem. Remove features here. So I think we don't need to do this. Add feature is so we don't. Yeah, this is way too recent. Handle here maybe. I just need one with a setting that I can toggle. Handle init. Okay, so we're adding this in the settings now. In handle init, sorry. Okay, setting name, content, enable large or test large puzzle support UI. All right. On toggle tag init handle init. That doesn't make sense here. And then we'll have handle settings change here. Basically. And this, I don't think we have anymore either. Whoop. Cool. So that should mean if I refresh this now, everything breaks. Great! The attach element is not attach element. Okay. Alright. I always need more. Always need more stuff. Init pushable. Okay. Right. But I think if I do that here. If I do this, right? Handle init. Okay, and then if I go to experimental, and I'll say test larger puzzle UI, attach element, detach element. Okay, so attach and detach is where we're gonna add all that other code. Okay. Do I want to add that here? Probably not. All right, let's get this a little bit better organized. So we have a bunch of helper functions. Good, 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 good. And then we have these. Attach element, detach element. Okay. So we'll basically have to bring all these handlers over. We'll need some helpers. So maybe these can come up here. Right? Something like that. So we get transform. Okay. And now we'll want to have a bunch of handlers. And that's feature and feature. Yeah, that does make sense. I'll do that. And now this is a closure. Do I want to declosurify it here? Maybe not. No, because our feature itself is our closure, right? So, what do we start with? Attach pan zoom handler at the add handler wheel. So let's start with the wheel handler because it's somewhat simpler, I think. So we'll do handle wheel and hope I didn't make things too interdependent here. Attach element, detach element, attach element. All right. Get pause is also a helper. Event pause, let's rename it to that. Just make it a little bit more explicit. All right, that's probably not going to do the trick. Oh, maybe this. Oh, okay, because I'm not actually doing this yet. All right, so we have update transform. We'll probably have to get rid of that. So now, did I have it off probably? So if I switch it on and then refresh, we'll get straight to attach element. All right, and it's basically this for now. And the element, where does the element come from? From here, attach pan zoom handler. Oh yeah, okay. We gotta do a few things here. So attach pan zoom handler, BO element. That's these things. All right. So we'll do this dot and this dot equals that. Right. Now, a lot of that other stuff isn't gonna make a lot of sense now. Maybe I can do this. And if I refresh that, we're gonna get errors. All right. So instead of elements, we're not gonna pass. We are. Okay, so this is BO element. All right. Okay. And handle wheel. We want something being logged here. Okay, so attach element executes, but the wheel handler, this dot handle wheel, and handle should be the prefix for automatically setting up handlers. Yeah, handle change. Yeah, okay. So, it could be that at this point, this stuff isn't ready yet. And I could also... No, it's bo.e element that... Board. Alright, I'm definitely scrolling my wheel. This handle wheel, capture true. Maybe there's something else interfering. If it's timing based, toggling it now should reinitialize it. No. Okay, if I call this .handle wheel, if I do this, it'll break because it's not a function. Because, yeah, all right, that's dumb. All right, p.handle wheels equal function. Function. Don't know if it needs to be async. Yeah, I forgot about that part. Alright, it's good. Hey, look at that. We got a wheel. Okay. So now we gotta find all these little closure variables that I set up here. So we'll basically gotta do all of this stuff. So attach element and detach is usually where I modify the DOM, but I kind of have to also set up some general variables. So I'll probably want to do something like c dot zoom step equals 0.01, min zoom level equals 1. Right, and then we'll do this dot last pause equals an empty array. This dot has scroll equals false. This dot zoom level equals 1. This dot pan pause and this dot base scale. And probably what we then want to do is kind of like we'll want to have a reset function that probably sets all these up. So instead of having them here, we'll probably want to do something like p.reset something like that. And then we'll just put these in here. Boom. We'll just do this dot reset here. Although we probably don't need to do it here. We really should be kind of just doing that here. We'll do it there. All right. And then we obviously need to actually access all the bits and bobs. Right, base scale not defined, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So I'll do a little const here. Something like this. Right, and we'll probably also want to do this zoom step and min zoom level. Right, and we'll probably do all these as well. See what else we're gonna get. Zoom level, zoom level, zoom level, zoom level. Boom. What else? Group uncaught. Pan pause. Pan pause. Assignment to constant variable. Zoom step and zoom level. 87. Zoom level. Oh, yeah. Alright. That's annoying. At least the const stops me from making that other mistake. Alright, and then update transform is like the next big handler. Well, it's not really a handler. I'll just put that there, and I'll remove the reset in there as well. It goes in here. And this is this call. Base scale is not defined. Base scale is part of this. Zoom level. And my nose is getting itchy. Ooh. Oh, I thought I tried that. That's weird. Is it because of the new version available thing? Like, this doesn't seem to work. Ah. Oh well. No sign of it from YouTube. What do you mean there's no sign of it from YouTube? Maybe that was when I was still setting up the stream? I don't know. Alright, base scale element is not defined. This.bo elem. Or should I just... Do I even use GAEL here? No. So I'm gonna actually get rid of the BOEL, even though I might be using it somewhere. Maybe not. Wait a second, what am I using elem for then? Yeah, no, I think I want to keep it explicit then. So if I'm not using the game elements at the moment. Right. Pan pause, and pan pause is also out of here. Like that. Hey, okay. Now, that's clearly not correct. Let us do something like this. Because we don't actually need the UI right now. So if I go here and I scroll once, what happens? Previous scale, next scale. Zoom level delta is 0. Zoom step, min zoom level. Update transform. So if I do this, right. Update transform. New scale is not defined. New scale. New scale would be just scale. Alright. Boom. So, we've got a wheel event. We have previous scale, next scale, 110. Now, previous scale, next scale, 110. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Previous scale is base scale plus zoom level minus 1. Zoom level is 1. Base scale plus zoom level. So that's just 1. Next zoom level. Okay. 110, yeah. Next zoom level. Wait a second. Why is next zoom level this? Zoom delta. Zoom delta, zoom step. Something is getting lost in the... probably in the... The closures and all that. Okay, so let's see. I wish I didn't have the position adjustment code in here right now, because I kind of gotta get rid of that. And event delta Y. Yeah, well, we'll have to deal with that stuff. Okay, so we have a negative delta. Zoom delta is 101 because our zoom step is 0.01, I believe, up here. So, we are taking a zoom level, multiplying it by zoom delta. One second, wait a second. It jumps from something to something. Offset, transform, zoom. What does am I maybe transforming the wrong thing after all? So if I do this, right? We're going from scale 0035 to 1. So that's clearly wrong. Now we have a min-max on the zoom level, but the scale should be... maybe I'm not loading in the base scale. Maybe I'm missing some code there. Base scale zoom level. Scale dot to fix. Scale base scale zoom level. Base scale. Oh, wait. I think we need the handle resize, right? Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's what was missing. So we need handle resize. Because that gets us the base scale. Oh my god, have I spelled function correctly once so far today? Don't think I have. Base scale. This dot base scale, update transform, handle resize. Base scale. Well, we don't actually need any of that. All right. And then the handle resize gets attached here. So, if I do this, it breaks immediately. Maybe not too bad. Update transform. Oh, because handle resize does this dot update transform. Aha. So now that works because we're initializing. Sweet. All right. Now I'm gonna get rid of as much of this as possible because it's time for us to become less noisy and just do the thing. All right, get rid of that. And then this should all be just fine now. Don't know if we need pref and previous and all that stuff just yet. All right. If I now do this. Cool. All right. So at this point, what we were trying to figure out last time was how to... basically how to zoom to where the cursor is rather than towards the center, right? So I'm wondering if the way to do it is to... The way to do it is probably to start from scratch and in a clean environment, look at the whole thing like in isolation, right? Where do I create a new pen? Here we go. We'll do it like that. All right. What do we want? We want a box. Well, actually, what we probably want is a canvas, right? So we can just draw where stuff is. Right, and then we'll just do style equals width 100%. We'll do outline 5px solid magenta. Right. How do I get line breaks in here? I don't get line breaks. That's kind of sucky. Like that, right? If I do height 100%, is it going to be square or is it going to be full height? Is it relative to the units? This is weird. You know what? Nope. I'm not going to play this game. I'm just going to make this a fixed size. Like that. I don't know if canvas just works off the thingies or not. But this should be fine. Okay, so then we'll do a little something like this. Just to keep things nice and clean. Now we'll do a function handle wheel event. Boom, boom. And then we'll do document.query selector canvas. And we'll probably just do something like this. Const canvas equals boom. Boom. And then we'll just do canvas dot add event listener wheel handle wheel. Why is everything so big here? Can I get a console? Unexpected token. Wrong brace. There we go. Handle wheel. Cool. And we want to get our position relative to the canvas. Function draw. Do something like this. We'll do draw. I'll do that, and we'll probably do ctx equals canvas dot get context to d. Right, and then we'll do ctx dot fill rect 0 100 100 ctx dot fill style red, something like that. Is that gonna work? Yeah. Okay. We'll probably do something like w equals canvas dot width, h equals canvas dot height, just so we don't have to do this a lot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's make it black. Okay. And then we want to do things like pause, use on array, right? And then we'll do whatever get pause does here. Sure, we'll just bring that over. Boom. So we'll just do pause. You know what? I'll just do this let. And then we'll do pause equals get event pause, event, boom. Then, now this position, whoop, did I accidentally refresh the whole thing? I didn't really mean to do that. Okay, and then we need to subtract our position of our thingamajig here. Bounds. Can we get JavaScript event mouse position relative to element? Oh, so I have to do this, huh? So if I do this, all right. So let bounds, boom. And then we'll do pause 0 plus equals bounds dot left and pause 1 bounds dot top, right? So if I do this now, can I get this a bit smaller? Yeah, like that. The T is not defined. Where do you get a T? Oh, it's supposed to be a 1. Minus. Sure. We'll probably want to do mouse move as well. Yeah, we'll probably do mouse move, handle mouse move. And that's where we're actually gonna deal with all that stuff. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Right. It annoys me no end that the numbers are so weird. But sure. Ah, wait a second. So this should be now 0, 0. And then this down here should be 500, 500. So if I now say, well, do ctx dot CSS canvas stroke color. Is it just color or is it stroke style? Stroke style. All right, fair enough. Bit odd, but whatever. Stroke style. Let's do something like this, right? And then we'll do ctx.move to 0 pause y, then line to width pause 1, and then we'll do ctx dot line 2 move to line 2 begin path stroke. Yeah. So we'll do ctx dot begin path ctx dot stroke drawing APIs. Yep. Okay. And then we'll just do this. Whoops. Pause 0 0 pause 0 height. All right, so this is where it thinks our mouse cursor is, and it would be right. It would be right to think that. Oop, didn't update all of them. In fact, I probably want these in a separate line here. And then this should also be a 600. There we go. And we can actually put that in here. And in fact, we probably don't even need that. Hey, alright. Canvas, what? No. There will be no canvassing here. Okay. We can even make this bigger still. Right. I'm gonna leave it square, because it'll make a few things easier. Alright. So now we know where the cursor is. So now what I want to do is, I want to, you know, when I'm wheeling, and we'll do the wheeling later. I think we'll just do it on click for now. So on click, we basically want to do something, right? And for now, I think I'm just going to half the size or whatever. And then we'll deal with that. All right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. So here's where we're going to do the math, right? So if I click here and I make the whole thing half the size, where does everything go? Right? So when we're zooming into a map, so the map becomes, let's say, half the size, right? So we're manipulating the canvas size. So we can just, I think if we position the canvas absolutely, it'll make our lives a little easier. And maybe we'll actually position it via transform. All right, so we'll do position, position, absolute, absolute. We'll do transform, translate 0, 0, scale 1. Right, we'll do that. And then we'll do left is at 50. Top is at 50. And we'll make it a little bit smaller so we actually have some bit of space. Right. So now if we change the transform, and we'll do transform origin center. So in theory, if I click, let's say, and we'll do canvas.style.transform equals scale 0.5. Right, so let's just see what that looks like. Right, I click. Canvas.style.transform equals scale 0.5. So it does nothing. Well, that's not great. Not gonna lie, ain't great. Well. What's going on here? Boom. Scale. It's the semicolon, isn't it? Yeah. God damn it. The syntax is be a little bit lenient, geez. Alright. Alright, and now that screws with our positioning, but that's fine, that's fine. So I need to figure out one second. So when we're scaling down, we don't actually want to scale the whole thing for now, right? So we'll just have a reference frame. I'm thinking instead of actually scaling the canvas, I could just have something inside of it get scaled, right? So Yeah, let's do that instead. So we'll just draw a box, right? So we'll say let box equals, and it'll just have an XY width height, and the XY is center. So the XY will be 300, 300, and the width height will be, you know, whatever. So let's make it 300, 300, and then make it 400 by 400 in size, right? And then we'll just do stroke style. We'll do it red, and then we'll do ctx dot rect, and we'll go from box 0 to box. Well, we just do box dot dot dot, basically. And I'll just ctx stroke. That's our box. Yeah. Except this doesn't give us the center position of the box. So we'll have to do a bit of a conversion, right? So we'll do box 0 minus box minus 0.5 times box 2, right? And that's kind of minus half of the x coordinate minus half of the width, right? And we'll do the same thing for the y coordinate minus half of the of the height, and then it's just box 2, box 3. All right, and that should give us a square, yeah, roughly, blah, 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 and it'll give us the center point, right? So now the question is, when I click somewhere, and I want to scale the square such that that point relative to the square stays the same, I actually want to draw some kind of pattern on the square, right? So I can tell that that's what's happening. Ideally, we want to draw a checkerboard pattern. Can I do this without doing it manually? JavaScript canvas checkerboard fill. Can we do that? Can we do that? No. No. Really, there's no like fill style? I mean, I know I can do it like that. Can't we do that with a checkerboard fill? If I just copy that over, is that going to work, or is it just going to be garbage? Is it just going to be garbage? Odds are yes. Draw checkerboard. Oh, it doesn't even give me... Alright, well, we don't need that. We don't need that. Default number of rows, we don't need that. We'll make this more compact. One second, what the heck is this doing? And call nrow and call modulus rectangle 2 times j I times j with height. Really? So the question now is, how am I going to do that? Columns is... Why is it half the columns? Like, if I just say 8 here, and I say 8 here, right? And instead of IJ, I'll go by row, row, and then column, right? So I don't just have nonsensical stuff here. And that doesn't make sense either. Right. And let's do it 4. Because then I can just print statement the whole thing. Like that. For row is smaller than 4, R plus plus, 4. Oh. No, that should be fine. What's the actual error here? Oh, okay. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. Boom, 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 boom. So, now we want to draw a rectangle starting from our start position. Right? And then we'll do that plus whatever, right? So this is our XY. Boom. And we'll do that plus... so X is plus column times box 2 divided by 4. And then this is plus row times box 3 divided by 4. And then this is whatever for now. And we don't want J and blah 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 anymore. And then fill at the end, right? Right, I'm missing something. Should I just copy all of this? Is it gonna make more sense or less? Fill style, because I think we're drawing black boxes on top of a black background. Yay, okay. Okay. So what we really want to do is multiply that by 2, which is what he did here. So it's 2 times that, and the y, do we want to height times height? Don't we have to do the same thing for the height as well? But I think if we just do the shifting in here, so I should be able to plus if c modulus 2, 0, 1, or just that, really. Ooh, didn't like that. C plus C modulus 2. Shouldn't that work? C plus C modulus 2. C modulus 2 should be 0 and 1, right? I'm not going senile in my old age. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Right. So every other one, every second one will shift it by 1. Which is not exactly what we want here. So we want to go this. Not column, row. We want to just shift it over by 1. Multiplied by the width. It's our X position. If I make these a little larger, I get rid of that. The 2 times just gives us the extra spacing. We don't actually need to think about that here. It goes over by 1. No, this has to be column plus row modulus 2. That's what I'm getting wrong. Here we go. Cool. Except we don't shift. Yeah. Okay. So it is, this will be box 3 divided by 4. And then box 2, box 3 divided by 4. Right. Except we need to do it. My brain is getting tired. 2 times C plus, but then I have to half the other things. But yeah, I guess I have to do something somewhere, right? Now I actually still want to draw this. Just to make sure I'm actually drawing the box I'm trying to draw. It's actually what I need to do here is that. Right, and then these aren't times 2, but divided by 2. Or something like that, right? Bam. No. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Yeah, because I multiply this by 2, then the 1 or 0 here becomes effectively half, right? I think that's the thinking I'm getting wrong. Then if I do this, and now I need to. If that goes to there. No, wait a second. What? I do this one. Blah, blah, blah. Do I need to do... Oh, okay. That's why you had the times 2 on the Y's, right? Sorry, on the here's. There we go. All right. And I'll probably actually do it more like this. Fill style. We'll do an 666 fill. There we go. And then we'll make these something like that. All right. And we probably need to draw this afterwards. And that way, so now as we're moving or scaling the whole thing, we can make sure that it's relative in the right position relative to our mouse cursor, right? So now we basically just have to figure out the formula of how to move it. first of all, I'm gonna check. So if I click, so I'll say if box 2 equals 400, boom, then box 2 will be 200, or more accurately, box 2 will be box 3, which will be 200. And then else we'll go the other way around. Boom. So every time I click, it should just change the one way or the other way. Boom. And boom, boom. All right. And then we'll do redraw. I'll change that from draw to redraw. Boom. Boom. Click, 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 click. All right. So now I need to calculate where the center needs to be. Right. So the center of the box is at yada, 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 right? So we want to, and I'm wondering if I can visualize what I need to do. Excuse me. The only issue I have with the version that I'm going to eventually have is that the scale won't start at a particular value, but that should be okay. All right, so we also want to draw a line. And I think this one we can do in red, finally. From the pause 0, pause 1, and then line 2. No, sorry. Box 0, box 1, and then line 2, pause 0, pause 1. Yeah, so we basically need to move it along that line, and I would imagine we need to move it to the percentage base position, right? So if I scale it down by half, I should move it halfway across that line. So when we're scaling down, let's do it only on the scale down for now. And the line is not affected by this, right? So we'll do let delta x equals, that's the x, right? So we'll do this. Boom. And then delta y is very similar. That's our delta x, delta y. So that's negative. Okay. So now we'll do our we'll update the box positions. So we'll say box 0 equals or minus equals dx times 0.5. And that's times, and I think it might actually be plus equals. So it'll actually be in the positive direction because the delta is already negative. So if I click this, yeah. So when I click that, the green cross will still be at this intersection. Now this is what I was trying to do last time and didn't get it right. So now let's try it with continuous scale. Right. And So we'll do something like let scale equals 1. And then as we change the scale, I'll just presume 1 is 400, and then I just change the box by that much. And right now I don't really care about maximums and minimums, so I can probably just go up and down, right? So I can just say zoom delta event blah blah blah. All right, so I can just say so for now I'm not going to change anything here. I'll just say wheel event delta y, let console.log (0.1). Let's just do something like that. So if I now mouse wheel here, unexpected error. Is that a current error that we're dealing with? 49. Did I disable the wheel handler? Yes, I did. Let's bring the wheel handler back. Yeah, minus plus, minus plus. All right, so we can just do... So if I scroll up, it goes up. Scale becomes larger. So we can just do that. Aw, Toby jumped into a pool. I wasn't there to see it. He's currently with the in-laws. Cool, 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 cool. Alright. So, as we are doing that, we're gonna redraw. Right? We're gonna not do this, and we're gonna do box 2 equals box 3 equals 400 times scale. And then we'll do redraw. Okay, but as we're doing that, so now comes the whole before and after thing, right? So we need to know what the delta change is. So we'll do I mean I'm gonna assume the scale is always gonna be like directionally cohesive, right? So the X and Y scale is the same. Does it matter if it's a rectangle? I don't think so. Right. So all we need to know is well, do we need to know anything beyond the 0.1 here? Is it always gonna be 0.1 along? So what if I do something like let next scale equals scale minus 1 times minus 0.1 times that, right? And we'll just do scale next scale box, for example, right? So scale goes from 1 to 1.1. And then afterwards, we'll just say set scale equals next scale. So we'll do boom, boom. After the fact, right? So now we know we're gonna move by that delta. In fact, we only care about the delta, right? We're multiplying... I'm just trying to think. If the scale changes by 0.1, does it matter how like the current size of the box, does that matter at all? Or do we only care about the actual scale change? In other words, you know, let's say if we're scaling from 100 pixels wide to 50 pixels wide, it's a change of 0.5, right? But do we care that it's from 100 to 50? Can I always just say the 0.5 and multiply that? And obviously we're going from 1 to 0.5, right? But if we go 0.5 to 0.25, is that the same as going from 1 to going from 1 to 0.75, right? That's kind of the question. Is it linear, right? I think it is. So if I say something like let delta scale equals this, right? Nanoseer plus delta scale. So we'll have delta scale, scale, next scale. So yeah. And then that would mean the position should get modified by 0.9 times by... and it's always half of that, right? Oh, yeah, and we don't actually care about the width and the height here. So we'll do the same thing. But we know we're gonna add half of that. Okay, so the delta x is this, and we want half of that. Let's just calculate these out straight. And then we'll say basically this. But it's not just 0.5 straight up. 0.5, that's half of... No, that's actually our change in scale. So it's literally this times delta scale? Is that how it works out? It might? Huh? Scale equals next scale. What's going on here? Huh? But you see, that doesn't work. But it feels like it might just be inverted. Ah, but I'm actually... Am I not applying the scale here? Why does it go to NaNaN? That doesn't make any freaking sense. POS/BOX. Pause box. Clear that, clear that. Don't give me rubbish. Is it because if I haven't moved first, it wouldn't have updated the positions? Function update pause event. If I do something like this, right? And then I'll do something like that. Right, and then I'll just do that here. Like that. We'll do a redraw. But we basically just want to do it in all of these. And now, so if I put that cross, let's say over this intersection, it doesn't work at all times. Like, it works to a certain amount, and then here, suddenly it stops working. What the hell? And then it does, so it's like a, it's like a sine curve, right? Like, it works for scale factors up to a certain one, right? So I think it goes up to like 2x. So right now, for example, we're around 1. Now we are 1.5. So there's some sort of trigonometry concerned. So how to keep point fixed while scaling or zooming. Make text stay still while scaling, etc. How to keep a specific point fixed. How to zoom without moving. Basically, what I need to do is I need to zoom relative to that position, right? And then afterwards do the inverse of that. So it's kind of, I wanna move the object such that the center is where the cursor is, then zoom it, and then move it back. The problem is I don't just, that obviously won't change anything. So it's not the object that I want to move. I want to move, what do I want to move? The origin, right? Hey Shelby, how are you doing? Ah, man, what's the ah, man, I've done this before. I've done this, but a long time ago. Is it a trigonometric? I prefer to refigure it out from first principles, basically, right? So it's obviously not linear. Is it square? Like, let's say I want to keep this point static, right? So now I'm really scaling this object and then afterwards reattaching these extra bits, right? So basically I want to scale an object that's centered around the cursor. So how do I scale the whole thing so I can afterwards pretend that's where it should be, right? Maybe instead of just scaling it, maybe I should calculate where everything should go. Because right now I can figure out that if I scale this by a certain percentage, if I scale this by a certain percentage, I know that the width and the height will change by a certain percentage. And I can make that relative, yeah, so okay, so let's say if the width gets halved, I can say, okay, this distance also needs to get halved. That means this line needs to go here. And for that line to be here, when the whole thing was going to have a certain width at the end, that means the center position needs to go there, right? Except I thought that's what I'm doing with the current formula. Not. Except I'm not. So maybe I have to multiply it out into the width and height stuff. Because the scale changes linearly, but the width and height might not change linearly, right? So let's see what the delta scale is versus the delta whatever, right? The delta width change, let's say. So if I say, instead of outputting these... I hate when things... So if we do the delta width, so the current width would be... So let's look at the the width itself, right? So this is the current width. Like, this frickin'... Who indents to the bracket? That's insanity. All right. We want to multiply 400 times scale as our first, or as our original scale, then 400 times next scale. Right. And if I now scale this like this, we have delta scale of 0.1. Yeah, and then we'll basically want the delta between these two, right? So we'll do that minus that, and that's our delta position. And we'll probably just let that be for now. Because you see... No, it's still a fixed amount, right? We're changing... One second. I put that here. I'll put that there. Right? And I'll put... God damn it! Stop it! Alright, 400 times delta scale. I mean, all of these are linear, so I don't see where the magic will come from here, I'll be honest. Like, 0.1 times 400 is 40. 420 scaled up by the certain amount becomes 560. And then at the end, that's exactly what the box is. Because we're literally multiplying it out like that. So then the box becomes... oh, this is so annoying as well. Becomes that, 480. 520, 480, 520. Yeah, I mean, it just changes its size by a fixed amount. Why is this? Oh, can we not have the scroll like idiot? Body overflow hidden. In fact, now the canvas can just be 0, 0 and 100% with 100%. Right, 100% with 100%. Right. Hello? This doesn't make any sense. It's at 0, 0 with height 100%. How does this make sense? How's the canvas just sitting there at some random position? Oh, because... Oh my god. But then why... can we specify the canvas size to be whatever the hell it is? Where the frick is this canvas? What? What the hell is going on? Yeah, why is this not being updated? God damn it. Is this not a thing? All right, I think I'm gonna have to do window.add. Every time I cut a corner, I end up having to do all of it anyways. That's why I need to have reusable harnesses. So I can just do that. And then here we can just do resize, handle, resize. Boom. All right. Hallelujah. Okay. Now, what I still haven't figured out is... So when I did the 0.5, it works. Maybe that's why. Maybe it only works in 0.5. So if it enlarges by... If I don't move the center point and enlarges by 20 pixels, that means that all the lines to the right of the center point move to the right by... No, they don't move by 10 pixels. The outermost one move by 10 pixels, but the ones near the center barely move at all. I think that's where I'm going wrong. Yeah, no, that part isn't the hard part. It's just I've done this before. I've done this for mapping applications a million times, and even for in 3D and all this stuff. I'm just not clicking right now. But yeah, like the movement by 20 makes sense out here. But wait, but when I move the center, I think the distance actually matters, right? Like out here, I'll move the most. Out here, I'll move by exactly by half the scale factor, right? So if I scale it, if the whole thing becomes 40 pixels wider, which means the right edge moves to the right 20 pixels, which means I have to move the center to the right by 20 pixels if I'm on the right edge. But if I'm in the middle, I don't have to move at all. So in the middle, I don't have to move by 20 pixels. But my delta x, I thought my delta x would take care of that. Because here, wait. Is it delta x relative to... Not relative to the delta between cursor and position, but relative to where the cursor is relative to the edge. So if it's at the edge, it's 100%. If I'm 2 over from the edge, it's actually 200%. So if I'm zooming from here, I'll move it further over. As if the board is bigger. One sec. What was that app you showed me last time with the sketch app? Excalidraw. So what I'm saying is, right, so if this is our... God damn it, can I draw? If I can't draw, then it's not useful. This is our center, and that's the edge, right? If I'm zooming from here by 50%, then this center needs to go to here, and the edge shouldn't move, right? But if I move from here, it's almost as if there's a fake edge over here that doesn't move. So this edge will actually move, right? So the center will move to basically here, and the edge will move to here. Which means... What does it mean? What does it mean? If we were to pretend the mouse cursor is on the center, if we pretend the mouse is at the center, and then so let's say we move it to where the mouse is. Okay, so we have the mouse here, right? And we have our square here, and the center of the square is here. So we move the center here, we do our scale, let's say we scale it down. Now, where do we move it back to, right? This is 100%. It's not whatever, like if this scale is currently 0.75, this is not 0.75, this is 100%. And then we have to move it back by the relative change in scale? Is that what we're doing? So we don't actually care about the 0.1, we care about how much off the scale the 0.1 is. Ah, maybe that's the mistake I've been making. I've been using the 0.1, but really what I need to do is multiply it by the outgoing scale, right? So we have no, that's I'm looking at the wrong thing. I can give myself a little bit more space. If I look at... So let's just do scale, right? So scale, 400 times scale, delta scale, that's the 40. But I don't need the 40. I need what the 40 is relative to the whole, right? So we actually want delta scale, and then we want scale times delta scale. Right? Is that it? So scale, and we'll probably want to start with scale here. So if I do this, 1.1. Yeah, because you see, this is different than this. And before I was using this, but I should probably be using this. Yeah, I don't want to implement freaking matrix transforms for that. It's too basic. That's what I'm saying. It's literally, it's something simple like that, just using the right term in the right place. I'm not going to replace with, you know, yeah, of course, I can do an inverse. I don't want to do an inverse transformation on an XY coordinate pair. It doesn't make any bloody sense, right? I want to just the integral, basically. So, we don't want to do this. We want to do it, so we want to do scale times delta scale. And we want to do this before we're updating the scale. Well, we need to calculate the xdy first. Don't need that. So if I go here now, still pops off to the side. In fact, it seems to operate exactly as before, which is strange because it's definitely a different number. Scale times delta scale. No, wait. Is it scale times delta scale, or is it... Or is it delta scale, like what percentage it represents of the current size? Ah, maybe. Wait, is it? God damn it. If I go from 2 by 0.1 to 2.1, then that doesn't represent 0.1, it represents 0.0, blah, 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 right? So it's 2, it's 0.1 divided by 2, right? And if it's divided by 4, and if it's divided by 1, so it's delta scale divided by scale. So the larger scale is... So only if scale is 1 do we actually use delta scale directly. And the larger scale gets... Right? Yeah, look at that. That's it. Got it. Oh. Not if I invert it. Where'd it go? Can I rerun it, please? Yeah, see? This is what I wanted. So if I go over this point and I scale, it just stays at that point. Okay, so that's the secret. Now let's see if I can translate it to here, right? So, first I have to get rid of what I did last time. 6 times. So we just did some random multiplication here, I think. Right? So this just zooms from the center. All right. Do we care about the mouse position? Yes, we still need the dx dy, right? And I think it's... Is it the offset that we calculated? Zoom level delta. Yeah, no, that's already too far in. So I do this. This offset, is that where my mouse cursor is? Yeah, except in reverse, right? So we'll probably want to do that the other way around. So we'll just call it dxy, right? And here, position is actually the mouse positioning, I think. So if I do this, I have my mouse here, it's in the negative, and I have it here, it's in the positive, right? Now, the delta scale is... The delta, so we have previous scale. We have next scale. Zoom level. We have zoom level delta. And we have next zoom level. Now, I actually care about scale, not about zoom level. So I need to calculate that. So zoom level goes up. Actually, for our purposes, the zoom level is what we want, right? So we have next zoom level. And we have zoom level itself. Right? And then eventually zoom level gets updated. So we have zoom level. And then we have zoom level delta. So we divide zoom level. So what we really want is this multiplied by zoom level delta divided by zoom level. And I think scale doesn't get into it here at this point. It might. We'll see. pan pause A to B. Is it because we're not including pan pause yet in the resize because we haven't actually added that code yet? That's very possible. Pan pause X. Uh, 166. These numbers are super tiny. Zoom level delta, and finally our divided factor here. Zoom 0.01. As it gets larger, the change gets smaller. Is that what we want? As it gets bigger, our delta scale divided by scale is actually what we care for here. So it makes a larger scale makes the change smaller. Okay, but the question is the change here relative to the current position or relative to the global position? In other words, are these correct? So pan pause changes by it changes by a bit, right? So if I do this, the X gets larger. The Y barely changes. If I do this, the X gets smaller. But here the X, should the X get larger? We want to move the board. As I'm zooming out, I want to move the board to the right. Okay, so it's definitely inverted for now. But I don't think it's only that. There's like a factor of 10 difference or something. Does this matter? Yes, because that tells us, yeah, we want to go towards the center. The problem is, and I think, Mark, you hit on that, is that I think these are inside the scaled value. Like they apply... No, but the scale is after the translate. Do I have to include the actual base scale as well? In other words, this calculation, right? Let's just do the zoom factor equal this divided by that. Right, and then we'll just use the zoom factor here. And this is multiplied by the zoom factor. Boom. It's moving it... No, does it now move it in the wrong direction? God damn it. Yeah, that was the problem. Look at that. It's exactly what we want. So I should be able to click on a cell, scroll my little heart out, see it, put it in, scroll back out, and I'm still in the same spot. And I can go somewhere else, scroll my little heart out, and I'm still in the same spot. Okay, that was it. Yeah, that took a lot longer than I should have. I need to remember things I learn, so I don't have to relearn them from scratch every time. I'm gonna leave that here for now. The zoom factor hopefully makes it a little bit clear what's going on here. And I think I'll turn these into separate variables. I'll just say dx equals that, and then dy equals that. And then this is just dx and dy. Like that. And this stuff shouldn't matter. Yeah, because that's the previous value. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we can actually finally continue and maybe add the pan and the pan handler. And the pan handler handle start. Oh, okay. So handle start is basically start event. Okay, so it's whatever on down or whatever. So we'll have a look at these and only bring over the ones we're actually using. So we have start, move, and stop. Scroll, I'm just gonna skip that for now. All right, so we have add touch, resize in it. Actually, let's move that into reset. Although, when does reset get called? No. Yeah, it's not something else. All right. Boom. Start event names. This.boal. Handle start. Handle start. Pan capture. Right. Like something like that. And then this does all this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Handle stop. Pan capture. Okay. So then we need this one. Move that down here. And we'll need handle context menu. We'll grab that one from over here. We'll probably put it up here somewhere. Ooh, that went very small very quickly. Sorry about that. All right. Handle context menu, handle move. Handle move is going to be the workhorse. Like that. All right, and then instead of get event, yep, blah, blah, we already renamed that. Has scrolled. I don't think scrolled is the word. Hand scrolled as panned as scrolled. I don't know if that's actually used anywhere. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll just have to remember to rename it. Okay. All right. What we got? Start event names. Start event names. C dot. C dot. C dot. Handle start pan capture. Handle start pan capture is not defined. Oh. No object reference here. Okay. So we'll do the stop first and then we'll do the rest. Boom. Boom. As panned. C dot. C dot. C dot. This dot. Handle move. Handle context menu. Handle start. Start. And capture, stop band capture, and boom. All right, let's do that. Await is only. All right, sure. Okay. The init is, I think it didn't initialize properly last time, and then it defaulted to off. Is that an error before? Okay, and then it hits the handle move handler just as we expect. So then we have the handle move handler, which is this one, right. All right, boom, handle move. Maybe I should just leave it as handle pan. Yeah, let's leave it as handle pan. So I forgot that this might not actually... I tend to name them after the event they handle, but right now it is handling the move event, but in the future it might not. Move event names. In fact, we're going to call them pan event names. Because they might include, you know, touch gestures and all those sorts of things. All right, handle pan. Blah, blah, blah. Get pause is actually going to be get event pause. This dot has panned. Boom, 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 boom. All right, handle pan. So we got this, and then we have this part. And now if I can translate that smoothly, that would be great. So last pause equals this. This is this dot. Elem. Yeah, we're not going to use elem here. And let pause. I think pause here is just a local variable, right? And then has panned. It's a true. This gets objectified. Delta is a variable. Last pause is last pause is not defined. Has scrolled, has panned, has this that has panned. All right. Yeah, we'll probably want to do like a little const up here, something. Something. Probably want to do that here. And then we'll do something like this. Has panned pause last pause equals this. I'm tempted to see if I can update this array directly. No, I'm not gonna mess with that. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. And pause. There's no such thing as pan pause. I must have renamed something. Wait. Maybe there's such a thing as pan pause. Is that supposed to be on this? Yes. I guess we'll do that. Ah, here we go. There we go. Alright, let's get rid of the spammy stuff. That can stay. To do remove handlers. Alright, the wheel handling goes up here. Left height width. I'm just looking if there's anything here I can simplify. Like next scale, for example, isn't being used at all. Prev scale isn't used either. Right. Zoom factors, zoom level delta. Next zoom level minus zoom level. Wait, zoom level delta is... That's the change in zoom level. But after we've min-maxed it, right? So we kind of want to do that. Zoom delta is just that. Okay. Max zoom level. 2 minus base scale. Sure. Wow, all of this, just that. Let's see if I didn't break it yet. Alright. Thought I had saved that. So there shouldn't be the spammy wheel handler now. Good. Okay. Let's get rid of some of the spammy stuff. Glad that's working now. Max zoom here isn't being used, I think. No. Scale, on the other hand, is... Sure, okay. Don't need that. Okay. Let's do this quickly. I keep looking at it and it keeps bothering me. We'll probably want to do a reset at the end. So if we're removing it, we want to do a reset. After the reset, we probably want to do an update transform, actually. Right? And then we'll do off on the resize handler here. And then we'll do rem handle start patch out. The only problem is if we're currently in a pan event, we actually want to stop that. Does that mean we just want to execute the handle blindly? Because, handle start pan capture. All right, so we'll do we'll have to actually p dot is panning equals false, right? We'll have to do something like that. And we'll have to do start pan capture. This not is panning is is panning equals true. And then is panning equals false. We'll just say hand start camp actor if not if is panning return, right? If don't do that. If not is panning return, right? Because then now we can just execute that and don't have to worry about it. So we can do this, we can do this dot handle stop pan capture. Because it's gated, we don't care. And then we just remove that at the end and we're done. And I think after all of that, we'll do the reset. So now, I should be able to do this. I should be able to disable that. It should reset to the wrong assume scale fact. Oh wait, maybe all we need to do is a resize. Yeah, okay. And then we'll do on. Okay. So what we need to do is after the reset, do we do a handler resize? I think we'll do that at the very end. We'll do the same thing here, I think. So if I do this now, we'll zoom in, we'll drag it around a bit, and then we'll go in here, do this, and we'll re-enable it. Now we can zoom in again. Okay, cool. Cool. These probably are superfluous now. Alright, and reset, we probably can get rid of this. And probably the handle in it as well, if it's still there. Right. Okay, so now we're actually slowly getting to the territory of new stuff. In fact, I think that basically implements all of this. Is there any major part that we just skipped out of? Not really. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to quite throw it away yet. I might want to just save all of these somewhere. Now, what I really wanted to get to today is looking at some of the UI stuff, because the UI right now is a bit of a mess. We have some code for moving the UI. At least these should be movable to the right. And maybe we can use the same method to actually make the UI dynamically movable, which would be cool. I don't know if there's... The other thing I was considering is that, let's say if we're here and I zoom out, should it then move into position? Like if it becomes smaller than the available space, like it should we end up like this? What's more important? Keeping the cell under the cursor, there's arguments to be made for that, or normalizing the display. Because I think there's also the odds that you kind of zoom in and out fairly quickly. To be honest, I find the zooming too slow, but maybe it's because it's a big puzzle. Maybe on one of these other ones, that's a different thing I need to look into. Like if I go here, is the zoom? Is that not enabled? Interesting. Is this possible that the defaults, the limits are too strict here? 1 second. Min zoom level, max zoom level, base scale. What if I put that in here and that? Like it zooms and then it kind of locks up. It lets me zoom again once I change, but like here it locks up at 0.861. But it's supposed to be 2 minus base scale. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, right? Now, I'm not modifying base scale here. Am I? No, the base scale comes from our... So it... this is weird. So here, on this one, right? One second, I gotta pop this out because I can't see otherwise. What's going on? Here the base scale is fairly small. And then it maxes out here. So basically, in a puzzle like this... If... Oh, my brain. I'm basically trying to figure out what should be the other max value in this case, right? So that basically the maximum zoom level is not smaller than the base scale. So next zoom level 0.92399. Next zoom level, max zoom level, next zoom level, max zoom level. So max zoom level should either be 1, whichever is the larger. So math.max 1 or that. Like we shouldn't have a max that's smaller than 1. Yeah, okay. So if I go full screen, like it'll never let me zoom unless I'm so small that now I can get back to this. All right, so it basically lets me zoom in to this sort of arbitrary ideal zoom, which I guess is acceptable, right? And if I do something like that, I can zoom in here and right click. All right, and then something. Oop, did I close something? Oh, that's a oh, wait, maybe I can use this. Oh. Maybe I can try this as well. Yeah, the panning is something I probably like I don't want to I'm tempted. The edges shouldn't go past the midpoint, for example, but maybe there's a reason why a streamer with a very large monitor might want to put a puzzle off to the side. And now that I can do this, it would be cool if I could have more than one oh. Anybody ever want to have more than one puzzle loaded? Now, I currently don't have a good support for multi-puzzles because the engine is basically a singleton, sort of, not really, but yeah, kinda. But that's something I wouldn't mind changing. It's something I think needs to be changed. And by changing that, it's possible that it would open up certain... Also, there's a black flash here when loading, which is very strange. I don't know where that's coming from. That didn't used to be there. I don't know what's causing that. It's very strange. I wonder if it's from the theming engine kind of loading in over time or something. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Especially since it seems to kick in long after the puzzle is already there. If I do a slow emulation, does it stay black for very long? Like, it doesn't look like it's gonna stay black for a long time. Like, it starts out as white. Does it maybe switch to black at some point and then back to white at another point? Because it's not a pure black either. It's almost like it's loading in dark mode. And then after a while, it realizes, oh, we're not in dark mode, and then it switches back. Yeah, you see, it doesn't actually dark flash when it's loading slowly. Like there's the faintest flash from the initial load. Now if I do no throttle, yeah, you see, I feel like the plain Sudoku shows up before this becomes white. In fact, the buttons load in unstyled as well. It could just be because of... No, but like, this is with the cache disabled. And the puzzle should take a lot longer to load in than the styling. This is bizarre. Okay, this is something I need to look at another time. Very strange. Ah, yeah, here's the other large-ish puzzle. Yeah, I don't like this. Now, the problem is this something... The amount of zoom per scroll, is this something I need to do relative to the actual size of the puzzle? Well, Mark, I don't know. That's the thing. That's why I'm asking, right? I don't have a use case for it because I'm not a massive player. I'm not a setter. I'm not a streamer, right? But is there a use case for having more than one puzzle there? For example, if you want, let's say you have, like, you want to have a blank grid open to show something while you're on stream, you know, that kind of thing. Almost like a notepad, right? Or having multiple puzzles of a puzzle hunt open. So you're not switching from one to the other. You have them all there, and you drag one down, zoom it up, play it. When you're done, you move it back up top, and then grab the next one down, right? Or maybe even within a puzzle, right? Like, these might be... You might be able to grab this and... Anyway, I was just thinking out loud. I shouldn't be giving you guys any ideas like that. Alright, now if I change the delta... if I make this larger, let's say 10 times larger, right? So now this zoom happens very fast. Maybe too fast, right? But does it... Like here, it seems to happen very slowly. Which is strange. Ah, wait, maybe it's not loading properly. Maybe it's not refreshing properly, I mean. Yeah, okay. So this seems too fast. Yeah. Let us... I'm gonna output some basic things. Like the base scale. I think it mostly depends on base scale. Because maybe it shouldn't be a fixed zoom change, it should be a percentage change, like a relative change, if you know what I mean. So if I do output these two values here, for example, right? So, for example, here, our base scale is 0.46. Now, what's our base scale over here? What? 0.137. It's almost tempting to use that. or a tenth of that. Well, maybe it should be. Maybe it should be a fixed number of steps to reach the max zoom level. Except on a puzzle like this, you probably want more fine control than on a bigger puzzle. And the number of steps to max zoom level is the same, right? So it doesn't care about the original size. So if we go here... Maybe it should be the inverse. Base scale is 0.46, 0.237. So if I take base scale over 10, maybe? If I change this... Base scale, where does base scale come from? Here. Zoom step. So where are we using zoom step? Here? Here, huh? Alright, what if I do something like this? This dot zoom step equals z.zoom step, right? And then we're using zoom step lowercase, and that's not going to get confusing at all, for sure not. Don't you worry. Yeah, it's already not confusing. Okay. And then we'll do, because zoom step is basically base scale, so it's right, so we can just do this. Right? Now, if I do that, that's actually the opposite of what I want, isn't it? I do that. It's like that, and here. It's like that, and here. It's like that. Okay. If I do this... No, let's not mess with that. Let's just say... We'll do 0.1 times base scale. Right? So now our zoom step... is what? Before it was 0.1. Here it's now 0.46. Which is a lot bigger than 0.01. But it works for that puzzle. Now what is it here? 0.0137. So it's slightly bigger than before, but pretty close. And it worked pretty well for this. You kind of want more control. What about something like this? Still feels pretty good. Could be a little bit quicker. Why does it not adopt that across all the different... Yeah, it could be like twice as fast. Maybe? Yeah, so what if we do this 0.2? All right. I mean, it works well enough on my mouse wheel because it has a very quick sort of free scroll mechanism, but you can scroll quite a bit and you probably have more fine control here than you need it. All right, let's go another one, another jump more. So now it's like between here and here. Maybe. I mean, on something like this, you don't even need to scroll that much. It might make sense on a touch device, right? That's the other big step now. Yeah. All right. I mean, that doesn't feel too bad. It's maybe a little rough. But, I mean, I want to tune it to be the most useful for the largest puzzles. Not for small puzzles that barely need it, right? So maybe a little less than that. Maybe 0.3 or something like that. So, zoom factor. Right, and I think I'll just get rid of the zoom step then, because that's just gonna confuse me. So I do this now, right? And then maybe that's something that'll be configurable in some sort of advanced config or whatever. All right, now of course right now we still don't have it going underneath the... Although we could potentially just do that with CSS, right? Like I could just say z index 1000, and now I can just do that, right? I'll put that in here for now. So if I just say top bar z index 1. Right. Now what it doesn't have an easy reset. Although it doesn't actually screw up badly doing resizing. I mean, the reset will be just to disable and re-enable the feature, I think. I think I could publish this as an experimental, at least on beta. I know I haven't been too diligent about testing things on beta lately. Now, the only problem is that it currently will... It might confuse people because, like, if you have it on, you might not want to have it on just on any puzzle. So maybe I should limit it to a certain minimum base scale or maximum base scale or something. So like a puzzle like this. I don't know what the base scale is. Where do we figure out the base scale? So if I do this, right? Base scale 1.142. 0.1113. 0.02. 0.56. 0.7. 0.5. So I'm tempted to say somewhere around 0.6. Like this probably doesn't need to be scalable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. It's barely, it's a 10 by 10. It's nothing, right? So base scale here is over 1 anyways, right? This one 0.59. That's almost 0.6. This one may be useful almost. Not on mobile, I could see it. Of course, on mobile right now it won't work. But let's say max base scale 0.8. So c.max base scale 0.8. Boom. And I'll put a little message in the console so, you know, the experimenters may see that. So handle resize. We'll need to okay, so handle start pan capture. This is panning, handle start. The question is, will the handle resize happen before that? I don't know. Handle resize, base scale, handle resize, base scale. Handle resize, handle resize. Handle start pan capture. Handle start pan capture. And attach element happens when? That should happen really early. Maybe we can actually do it here. So we'll do something like if this dot base scale is smaller, is greater or equal to c dot max base scale. Return console.warn pan zoom large puzzle UI disabled or base scale this smaller equal to 2%. So if I do this and go here, that works. That'll work. If I go here, and I'll do that. Large puzzle UI disabled for base scale less than or equal 0.8. Right. But it'll work on these. Sure. Cool. Put that back in. Do that. Do that. Yeah. And I think this is deployable to beta. All right. I'm hoping it'll collect some feedback. That would be nice. All right, let's prepare the the release. I haven't done one of these in so long. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, I kind of miss my regular sort of quote-unquote proper process. All right, so large puzzle UI experimental. Let's make sure it's in the right spot. And then next time we'll look into moving the UI over. I think it'll be an experimental feature as well, and maybe I'll make them separate. And probably initially it'll be just like, hey, just keep UI right aligned, or like make it smaller, and then it'll be just 0.75% the size or something, right? So I'll do something like that. Oh, let me do that. Zoom or inverse. No. Pinned zoom. All right. I'll go here. We'll do this. Commit it to main. Oh, nope. I'll just deploy this to beta. I think that should be safe. And let's see. One of these, maybe I can, maybe it's one of these. If I do this one and I'll go to beta. Is it on by default? That's something I should look into. Shoot. That's large puzzle on. Did it just change something? Yeah, it changed something here. Because it did a oh, that's weird. I think that was on my to-do list a long time ago. Let's do it with one where I can actually test it with. Yeah, so this doesn't let me zoom in further than this, which is a little... Maybe it should let me zoom in further. Yeah, maybe my max zoom level is a little bit odd. Where do I calculate the max zoom? No, but I'm not gonna mess with this right now. But yeah, I could see definitely a streamer to want to zoom in further. Wait, why? Oh, it's now disabled because of base scale. Okay. The other problem is, like, grabbing it for a long time will imply a long click. So that's definitely something I need to fix. All right, I don't see any of these that I can use for testing, so I'm just gonna play a puzzle as a smoke test. That doesn't work. Okay. There we go. I keep wanting to switch off these digits because I'm not used to seeing them, but I deliberately have them on beta, so when I do test something here, I test it with features that in the past I've broken without realizing because I'm not using them myself. Yeah, I wish I had an army of professional QA folks to help me with this sort of thing. Problem is, I can't even get users to test it, so... Usually, errors are only really found... That was a weird noise. For a second I thought my girlfriend was coming in the door, but she's not in Malta at the moment, so unfortunately not. Boo! All alone! Alright, here we go. 9, 9, 9, 9. Should I look at the 7s? Just these, maybe? 6s. 6s. Here. Here. Quite a bit for the 6s here. Fours, nothing. 2, 4, and 5. The 2 there. Do we have other 2s? Yeah, a couple. Right, a couple of 2s. You see? Couple of twos, you see? Alright, let's see. You see? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, huh? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Alright, alright. Let's see what else we got. There's like a rattling white noise coming from my microphone, and it's driving me bonkers. And I don't think it's mechanical. Maybe it is. Maybe it's this. It's not the rotary one. It's this toggle switch. Yeah, there's a bad contact in here. Well, I've had it for many years now, and maybe I need to consider replacements one of these days. Alright, 8. Here. 9. Here, here. 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 Okay, 6. Oh. 5s. Here. 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 So 5 go here, and 5 go there. Here and there. 4s. Where do the 4s go? We got the 4s. No, that's not a 4. 4s go here. Okay. 3s. 3s don't go there. These go somewhere here. Alright, what are these? What are these? 1, 6, 7, 9, huh? Ooh. Yeah, there we go. That was a naked single. I don't know what I was gonna say solo. That was a solo. Alright. Now there's only 4 left in this box. But that wasn't enough yet. Okay. 8. 8. 8. 8. No. Not yet resolved. 7 over here. Do I want to fill these in? There's an awful lot of them. What about this one? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, doesn't really do anything. Didn't really do anything. Nothing. 3s? Alright, do I have to cross the rows and the columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But 8 is here. So 1, 3, 5. How about this one? Very similar, I guess. 1, 3, 5, 6, no 7, 8, 9. So it's actually worse. What about these? Oh, what about this one up here? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the 8 is where's oh, it's using 8 in the box. Okay, 3, 4, 7. 3, 4, 7. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, 4, 5 pair. That's nice. All right. Didn't expect pair. Oh, we have a 4, 5 here in the row as well. Nice, nice, nice. So that's a 2, 3, or 9. It's not even a 3. Cool. All right, 5s. So that's not a 5. So our 5 is resolved over here. And that gets us a 9 down here. That gets us a 3. That gets us a 4, 5, and another 9. 4, 5, 2, 3, 5, 4, 4, 1. 3, 1. No 4's there. Can't be a 3 anymore. 3, 8 pair. 4, 5, 7. Cool, cool, cool. 1, 2, 7. Okay. 5s are almost done. Okay. 8. I see. 1s. Next is a 4 up here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 3, 7, 8, 3, 8. 4, 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot of crappy marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, is that a naked 7? 8, 9. Yeah, looks like it. Good, good, good. That's just what the doctor ordered. Okay. Anything else from the doctor? The Sudoku doctor? I'm sure there's somebody going by that name somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9. Okay. 4, 6, 4, 8, 6, 7. 3. Right. 3. Alright, that's a bunch. 3, 8. Oh, that's gotta be a 1 or a 9 then. 6, 4, 7s. This can't be a 3. 3, 3, 4, 8. 3, 8, 3, 8. 3, 8. 9, 1. 4, 7, 9, 3, 8, 3. 8, 3, 3, 7, 8, 7, 6, 3, 4, 6, 4, 8, 3, 8. Yay! Alright. At least our Zuma Doomer isn't breaking anything. Now, was it on? Yes. Okay. And I think we already opened something like this on beta. And... ooh. That didn't work. I think I don't have this in the database live. That's kind of big. And it's... okay, cool, cool, cool. It's weird that at a certain zoom level, the grids look up here. I wonder why. There's probably some sort of rounding error with the white lines that are supposed to cover them. Yeah, probably. They kind of blur into just sort of grayishness. Yeah, that's something I need to tackle as well, the grid configurability of puzzles. All right, that's it. Sweet. Oh, I need a break. It's late and I need to make food and all that. It's a PWC update, so make it first and try the link again. It should work. All right, that's it. I'm gonna call it a day. I don't think there's anybody left in the chat, right, Mark? Yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate it. I hope somebody will get some use out of this and come back with some feedback. Until next time, take care. Have a good day. And bye-bye.